Welcome to Reelshock, the good, the bad, and the what the fuck, where we watch the worst, weirdest, and most disturbing films so you don't have to. I'm your guest, Mo Ali, and today our host, Jay Jeremy, has made me watch something bloody, violent, and erect with penises. We are watching Brandon Cronenberg's Possessor.
Reelshock
podcast.
All right, we're rolling. What are we starting off with here?
Jay, you're a big fan of the Jewish films. You always make me watch the Holocaust films.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've taken me to a few. One in particular.
Well, you've taken me.
Right.
This is not a good start.
No.
This is really
Why
bad.
did we do that?
It's a bad one. Today we are watching Possessor. This is a violent, gory, almost horror film.
Yeah.
It makes horror different. It's like an unscary horror film. It's true horror.
Yeah, definitely. It's very psychological level too.
Absolutely. But you expect that with Cronenberg stuff,
Oh,
right?
man. I don't know what to expect from the Son, but this was...
Son of Cronenberg. Are we not excited that there's still Cronenberg going for like another 30 years?
I'm down. Honestly, after Videodrome and then jumping into this, I'm like, okay, now I get it. But yeah,
First reactions.
maybe I'm a little slow, but it was trippy. But I feel like for a viewer experience, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to think at some points, and I was like, whoa, what is going on? I was questioning the plot, and then when it kept going, you're like, okay, now it's starting to make sense, but it sent me for a trip.
It takes a bit to get going though, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure, because it's like thick layer. Like, you really have to understand what they're doing, learn more about the process, figure out who they're killing next, and where is this going? As soon as it started, there was a wild scene where a person's putting a needle in the back of their head or in the top of the head. And I'm like, okay, we're starting off without any words.
All I was hoping was, I hope they clean that needle.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I could think about.
Needle again.
Yeah. I mean, you keep giving me films with needles, and all I could think about was, I hope they sterilize that.
Listen, needle and then right to stabbing. Like, you really got to be personal to stab a person, you know?
So we're pretty much saying the beginning of the film. Let's get into the breakdown.
Yeah.
All right. The breakdown. I never say this. I should probably have said this earlier. Spoilers ahead. You get to see it in the video, but not in the podcast. So I apologize for the Spotify listeners. There is major spoilers in all of our episodes. Please be mindful of that. Spoilers ahead. We're talking Possessor. Good cold open.
My God, the coldest open.
This is a great cold open.
Yeah, it goes in right into it. It starts off, in my opinion, very fast. There's no slow rolling this.
We see a woman with a needle to the head, I assume hooking up to something, messing with the dial, getting her emotions set.
Oh, the emotion setting.
We don't know what that's about yet.
Well, I do it every morning before work, so
You get the needle to the head emotion set,
you just gotta
dial it up a notch.
Gotta do this again.
And she goes out with fellow tracksuit ladies into what looks like a bar, and in the coldest open, stabs a guy in the neck.
Oh, went right for the jugular. Saw the knives.
Yep.
Snuck one. I was like, oh, those knives are gonna come into
Oh
play.
yeah, she looked at the knives first, didn't she?
She touched him a bit. She was like, oh.
Rub the knives.
Yeah.
Gives a guy a jab in the neck. Very visual.
Yeah.
We're not hiding from this. He goes down. Obviously, she killed him.
Yeah.
She tries to kill herself.
Right.
Can't do it.
That's a hard one to do.
Yeah. What is she doing with a knife or a gun?
A gun. After the knife.
Right.
She has the gun.
Right. So she pulls out a gun after she just stabbed a guy. Maybe it was, I don't know. We'll get into it a bit more. Police come. She decides to point the gun at the police. They open fire. She's dead. Shot in the cheek in the end.
What a wild open. It's like, okay, so the main character's dead? Or
Mm-hmm.
are they?
Cut to machinery coming off of our star boss, Andrea. I can't think of her name.
I can't see the cover.
Andrea Riseborough. She's from Andy, Death of Stalin. She's a great actress. I like her.
Yeah, the acting was cold, distant. I felt that something is really off with this person.
She's great. Her name is Voss. She's just coming out of this machinery where now we assume from the great directing, we get the idea that she was just in that body that assassinated someone. These were two different people completely. She was inside that person's body, used them to kill somebody, and got them killed. And then when you get killed, you get out of that body.
Yeah.
This is a corporate thing. We have her boss, Girder.
Girder, you're right.
Gertie's a better name.
I thought Gertie was her name. You're right, Gerda.
I got girder. Girder.
Like a girder belt.
Yeah. She's ready there, and she's ready to test her brain because of how stressful it is to go into somebody else's body and commit these crimes.
Yeah, that was wild.
Mhm.
That plot twist, I was like, oh, this is what kind of movie this is.
Yeah. So the test is giving her items that belong to her. First, she gets a pipe that belonged to her grandfather, which she says. Voss is saying all these, saying, yeah, that's the pipe. My grandfather had it, gave it to me. A butterfly. What do you call that? Like a taxidermy butterfly? It's not taxidermy, but when you pin a butterfly.
Yeah, like it's a butterfly collector's type situation.
And she says she's feel guilty for killing it as a kid, so she kept it.
It's a really nice red butterfly. Blood red.
And then another item, and she says, this is not my item. And she passes the test. So maybe that last one was just a trick.
Yeah, it's a really morbid Dalai Lama situation, or Lost, trying to figure out, are these your items situation to identify.
Gerder has talks about a big contract coming up. They have a big contract up, and Voss needs a little time with the family instead.
She wanted a break. I mean, who doesn't need a break after stabbing a person when you had a gun in your pocket the whole time?
Oh, that's right. We should mention that. She probably should have used the gun, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're bringing this up.
Yeah.
They're thinking, you had a gun, and she says the line, it felt more in character to use the knife.
Right, and Gerda was like, whose character?
This going to be a big
While
part
they
of this
were
film.
looking at the bloody pictures, like on a projection, really blown up huge.
That projection screen looks great. It's good
Yeah.
cinematography. It's great to look at. Good visuals for this story when they tell us a mission and stuff.
Throws you into the moment.
So she says she's going to spend some time with the family. Gerda does remind her that she's separated, but she's not having a mental issue here. She's actually trying to get back with the family. So she is knowingly going back to this family. She is correct on that.
Yep. That was weird that like she kind of had to be reminded, like, oh, you're separated.
Well, I think Gerda was saying, hey, you're having like some mind problems. You're not with him anymore. And she's like, no. We're trying to work it out.
Got it.
Yeah, it was kind of like, no, trust me, I do remember, but we're working this out.
Yeah, this is a very family. Family's in the theme of this movie, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Something about how you feel about family.
A corporate family.
Oh my God.
She goes home, but she's got to rehearse before she gets home. She's that much of not herself anymore, that she has trouble even just saying something going home. I can't remember what the line was. Something about dinner, or she's starved.
Yeah. She's starving. She's practicing the lines.
She's practicing the line
in front of her own house, or I should
she's
say,
about 100 meters away. And she can't figure out what to say when she gets home. So she gets home and she says the line as she rehearsed.
Yeah, really sold it like a great actor.
Gets with her husband. She's got a husband and a son.
Right.
Not much more here. They're trying to get back together. They're trying to make things good.
How can you make things good? See, you're having sex.
He doesn't
so
know she
disconnected.
does the job, though, right?
That's even crazy.
Yeah, he thinks she's like some kind of traveling, and they've given her some time off. Because we're going to find out when she does her missions, it's not a one-day thing. She's actually got to live in these bodies. Yeah. So when you think about it, she's always gone for like weeks or days. I think it's like a 3-day, kind of 5-day max thing.
Yeah, because something happens after 5 days with the
right, like
or something.
Implant
yeah,
goes or something like that. She has sex with her husband.
Which we all would.
You have sex with your husband?
Well, if I had a husband, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
But it was a really disconnected sex. And then she like remembered the bloody stabbing and then started biting his neck.
And she's visualizing him stabbed in the neck too.
Oh, that was tricky.
She can't be here. She's not a good fit right now.
No, she's not.
She wants to go back to work.
That's not a good family mother.
No. She's going right back to work, where Gerda is giving her a new mission, a new mark, which is Colin Tate. He's a former drug dealer who fell in love with one of his rich clients, Ava. The target is Ava's father, John, who is played by Sean Bean, the CEO of Zuthu.
Great actor. Don't like the name that much, but great actor.
Who?
Sean Bean?
Sean Bean's excellent. I was going to say Colin Tate is played by Christopher Abbott. There we go. I'm starting to get some names in here. Christopher Abbott is one of my favorites. He's never the star, but he's always the sub-star. And I think he's so intense and so scary. He does this role a lot, but he's so good at it.
Yeah.
I see him all the time. I love this guy.
Yeah. Wasn't he in Lord of the Rings?
Are you still talking Sean Bean?
Oh, yeah, damn it.
The guy. The main guy of the film.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen him in
Christopher
any of them.
Abbott.
Christopher Abbott.
Have you seen It Comes at Night?
No.
Have you seen, Christopher Abbott's in so much. I'm not going to do it justice here
don't
by
do it,
trying
yeah.
to name Christopher Abbott.
And anything you name, I won't know either.
So he's the next Mark. It seems like a pretty easy task. You know, he's a former drug dealer hanging out with a rich family. They obviously don't like him. They're going to make this look like a jealousy kind of thing, or like a I wasn't good enough for you kind of murder.
Yeah.
Because they got to have a motive too when they do these kills. That's why they pick these targets.
Definitely. Yes.
It doesn't make sense not to have a motive.
They exploit their lives and the roles that they have within each other's lives. That's where I was like, okay, this is a really huge company doing all this research to assassinate with a plot, not just, oh, the person went crazy and killed people. No, it's like he did this because of this, because of that. 2 steps ahead.
Did you ever pick up the name of the company? They say it, but I just didn't think it was that big of a deal.
No, but the company's logo was on that weird toy.
Good
Her
catch.
kid was like
Excellent
playing.
catch. I wasn't going to bring it up, but yes, not only is this company dealing with assassinations, but they also make toys. Not much different than Videodrome.
That's right.
The
Missile defense.
Missile
and-
defense optical store. They make
Yeah.
your glasses and missile defense.
See? Doesn't fall far from the tree.
The sun has got it. He's
Yeah.
nailed it. And he didn't throw it in our faces either.
No.
I only caught that toy on second watch.
Honestly, it was a great Easter egg to be like, hey, did you know I'm a Cronenberg? Here's a little something.
I'll give you a little taste of these corporate companies, what they do out there. I know what they're made of.
Making the creepiest toys.
They kidnap Colin, our second main character, and they prepare him for Voss to jump inside his head. Then we get an awesome mind swap sequence.
Ooh.
I'm going to play it.
Lots of trippiness. This, like, whatever scene this was wild.
Shit, that's the wrong video. Sorry about that, Mo.
I don't know what that video is. We should not.
One
I
man,
hope that doesn't make
jar.
it cut.
Yeah, don't.
One man, one jar.
Let's go.
Yeah, just laugh it off.
There we go. Now, this is just beautifully shot. I don't even know how he did it. Very practical.
Yeah, that part right there. The wax melting. Whoa.
All these shots just look so fun. This is exactly what you think would happen switching minds. We make it all so cozy and stuff, but really,
Yeah.
you're messing with the mind. So they've just kind of disintegrated through like a wax look.
First the wax melts down, then the wax melts upwards.
They have beautiful practical sculpture, and then they recreate.
That's gonna be tricky.
Great. Now she's in the body of Christopher Abbott or Colin.
But this is so many questions already within a few minutes.
So now, as soon as she's been Colin, what's the first thing you think she's going to do?
Oh man, well, I saw the movie, but I can't say because I have one of these, not to brag. But
She goes right for the dong. Dong number 1 in this film. This film is going to be amped up with dongs.
Whoa, I would check too if I'm in someone else's body. What's up down there?
Yeah. I purposely gave you the uncut edition just so you got all the dong experience.
Right.
No dongs.
There's another version without dongs he did not give me.
Yeah. I
He
made
gave me the
sure
dong.
to give you the dong.
That's great. I appreciate
Listen,
the
I'm getting
dongs.
real sick of all the female nudity in films. There's not enough dongs.
Oh, and male asses. We saw way more male asses.
I'm getting
than-
more male asses in my films, and now we're stepping it up to dongs.
Yeah, I guess it
Full
is.
blown, you got to check your own. Could you imagine being Christopher Abbott and they're like, listen, you got to pretend like you'd never seen your cock before.
Yeah. It was like nuts to butts,
And automatically, Christopher Abbott's girlfriend, the daughter of the CEO, knows something's up. Not something is up like someone's invaded your body, but like what's wrong with you today? He's just not quite acting right, which completely makes sense.
Yeah.
Every little nuance is just kind of off to her. She was spying on them and she's imitating what she saw, but it's just not good enough. That was like one day in their life. You're going to need more to really be able to sell a character.
Way more.
And she's going to get in a little more trouble with other people too. It won't just be his girlfriend.
I'm hoping that I'll know if someone's body has been possessed. Oh, Possessor. That's why it's called Possessor. Got it.
When I first saw this movie, I didn't read it when I was going to see it. I thought it was called Possessor.
Or Possessor because of the E.
This is a really cool scene. We're going to his job. This is Colin's job. But while we get to the job, before we get to it, what it is, he goes in and he encounters his friend Eddie. But remember, this is Voss inside Colin's body. So she's got to pretend like she knows Eddie and what the hell he's talking about.
I wouldn't know what to say.
She did a pretty good job. He was talking about getting laid, but he was making it sound like something that he should have known.
Yeah, or like he shouldn't have done.
Their job is awesome.
It's like Lumen. Like,
this is a horrific job, but also probably exists.
What is that job?
You have to go onto people's webcams and look at the items that they have. Data mining. That's what this is.
Yeah, he was on curtains and drapes.
He was on curtains. He was assigned to curtains and drapes. And what do we get?
Dong number 2.
A second dong.
Can't get over that voice.
We're doing 2 dongs already. Is that amazing?
Yeah, like not
and it's full cam dong. I saw this in a theater. Widescreen dong.
But we did get some full frontal woman too there.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
It doesn't hurt.
No, if anything, it makes it harder.
Yeah.
To watch.
So as he's spying, you see what you see. You know, people are just having sex, and he's got to snap out of it and still tell them about the curtains are blue. We've got 4-panel blinds.
He's got to like take a screenshot. Yeah,
he zooms in, and you could see them like banging in the corner of the screen. Great job. Probably exists. He has a little bit of a trip out here with Voss and him. The brains aren't really quite connecting, and Voss has a spike that they know about back at base, but she lies.
Yeah.
She says, yeah, it's nothing. You guys are messing up.
That's more than like something. That's huge. It's huge red flag.
That is. And I assume this is too much of the job.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of getting the feeling. I got that feeling by now on my first watch was like, you are doing this too much. But the company seems to think like you're perfect for this.
Yeah, they're doing so much that they can't even act like themselves. And now they're seeing things while on the job.
Colin hangs out with his girlfriend's friends, and you discover that he was kind of sleeping with one of her best friends.
Yeah, and that has
Rita, I believe it was.
Yeah, and that they're okay with it apparently.
And Rita says they were okay with it. So it's kind of like he's got this cool girlfriend who's like, yeah, you can sleep with my friend. I don't care. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is just the rich. This is how they act.
Who knows? Well, they were doing lots of other activities too, so
then Colin goes and bangs his girlfriend, but remember, this isn't Colin. This is Voss. And Voss is really enjoying this. It's a pretty hot scene.
It was really interesting to see that because I didn't expect the person to enjoy it, nor did I really foresee how would you enjoy being in someone else's body, let alone a different gender.
Yeah.
And then having sex.
Yeah. So Voss discovers her male genitalia with
dong number 3.
3 dongs. In a matter of minutes, we have 3 dongs already. Now, this one's on a female, but it's fully erect.
Yeah.
Fully erect dong.
You see that bell end. It's
there. Bell end. Yeah. This is a great dong film. I mean, who has the balls, no pun intended, to just have dongs everywhere?
A Cronenberg. Was there any dongs in Videodrome? I don't think so. Or else you would have done the
He probably got censored back then. You know, he probably wanted dongs. He probably told his kid, like, I regret not enough dongs.
Yeah.
He's like,
Miss Deathbed, I want more dongs in my films.
I think anything's funny when you say it in that voice.
Is there anything else to this sex scene? It was a good sex scene.
Always.
Bodies were switching. It was
a
like
little bit of light.
threesome.
There's a little bit of light choking.
Choking was going
A
on.
little bit of overpowering.
Yeah, she was liking it. Remember, this is Voss. She was liking this a lot more than with her husband.
Yes, 100%.
We talked about that she wasn't really feeling it. I mean, she was out of it because of the stabbing, but she just wasn't feeling it to begin with.
She was
way into this.
She didn't have to imagine a stabbing of a neck.
Yeah. Let's just jump to the party scene. This is John, the CEO, Azuthu, played by Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
He's being a dick.
Oh, what a great dick.
He was being a huge dick.
Yeah.
He's obviously looking down on Colin. He does not like Colin at all.
That was very insulting to be spoken to like that. I don't
remember what he says, but it's kind of like, oh, are you able to handle this low-level job?
Is it more than your skill set can handle? Something like that. Dismissive, just like.
Colin's plan is to pick on him. He's going to pretend to be drunk and kind of start a ruckus. Because they got to make it obvious. You know, if no one sees Colin do this job, they got to make it so it's like, well, this was obviously Colin. He had a problem with him that night.
Yeah, it's a great night to make a public showing of his disgruntledness, I guess.
He's kicked out. He goes right back in when the party dies out, sees a drunken Sean Bean. He grabs the fire poker.
oh, I can never look at a fire poker the same. And it was so well planned. You get the fire poker, puts the gun on the table.
Mhm.
Sean Bean goes for a sucker punch.
Yeah,
and
I
he
like
just-
that. I like
oh,
Sean Bean was playing it off like, I don't have time for you. I'm too cool. I'm going to bed. But he knew something was up.
Oh, I was convinced he's drunk. He's going to die. He's not going to be able to defend
Yeah.
himself.
I thought, what an idiot. Like, you don't just turn your back on someone with a gun. But he knew better. He was faking it, and he went for a punch.
Yeah.
And missed and gets bashed with a fire poker. You want to describe what happens?
Oh my God.
I gave you the uncut for a reason. Let's hear what this uncut does.
More than bashed. After he ducks the punch, hits him in the neck with the fire poker, and then just proceeds to beat this man while he's defending himself over and over again. And then it just gets unnecessarily gruesome.
Very unnecessary.
Stabs him right in the mouth with the fire poker. And then to take it to the next level, the camera just pans right in there. And then you see some teeth getting twisted out.
He's turning it, and it's just in there.
The sound. It was the sound that did it, plus the visual.
Doesn't get better.
No, it doesn't.
In
'Cause-
fact, you know what? They actually put the somewhat of the mouth stuff in the regular version, but then they cut away from this next part. After the mouth, we go to the eye.
yeah, I wish that was the version I saw, because the eye was even more disconcerting. That was more than personal. That was morbid. Like stabbing a person with a knife.
This is
personal.
Voss, by the way, too. Like, we're
Yeah.
not even associating. So we have to assume something isn't in there of Colin. Like, what is with these very personal kills?
This person is becoming the ultimate assassin that does not give a care about it.
Yeah. So I brought up on the screen right now the deaths of Sean Bean. Let's go through it pretty quick. We'll do a little quick round robin of Sean Bean's cursed movie legend, where he dies 25 times, I believe.
That is a lot of times.
Caravaggio, 1986, throat slashed. War Requiem, bayoneted.
No.
Lorna Dorn, drowned. The Field, death by cow.
Cow?
Yeah, he had some creative deaths back in the day. Clarissa, stabbed.
Okay. Knives are really
Patriot Game, impaled by an anchor. I want to see how that
Wow.
played out. Scarlet, stabbed. Goldeneye, crushed by a satellite dish. If we had all not seen Goldeneye, would we understand that death? I'm visualizing it right now, but
Yeah, it happens.
Airborne, shot. I like that we've now gone to modern Sean Bean, where he's not getting stabbed anymore, but he's about to be shot a lot.
Stabbed or crushed.
Essex Boys, shot. Don't say a word, buried alive.
Whoa, that's the worst.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, shot with arrows. My boy Boromir went down fighting. Equilibrium, shot.
It was an equilibrium.
Yeah. King Henry VIII, hung. Or hanged, sorry.
I mean,
that's
most-
not proper English.
Most kings.
The Island, shot with grappling hook and then hanged.
Jeez.
This is both necessary.
Yeah.
Far North, frozen.
Ooh.
Outlaw, shot. The Hitcher, shot. He deserved a worse death than that. He should have been ripped apart in that film. He was a nasty villain. I loved it. Red Riding, shot. Black Death. This was a good death, if anyone's seen this. Torn and quartered. He gets ripped apart by horses.
My goodness.
Held, arms, legs, pulled apart. Great death. Great Sean Bean death there. We're on 21. Death Race 2, shot. Cash, shot.
What? When does he get burned?
Game of Thrones, beheaded, I'll say. Age of Heroes, shot. And that brings us to Possessor, where we are right now. Maybe there's some more. I don't know.
Stabbed
What a great thing, though, right?
gruesomely with a fire poke.
Yeah. Stabbed in the eye, stabbed in the throat.
Wait, does not die though. That
Th-
doesn't count.
There we go. He did not die. He only has 24 deaths. His most gruesome death wasn't a death at all.
Yeah, honestly, wouldn't you?
We
wanna
gave it
die?
away a little bit, but that's okay. We're almost there. He was thought to be dead from this assassination, and it didn't work. We find out a day later.
He sees life in 2D now and can't speak probably.
So let's play a game. We're gonna play Whose Mind Is It Anyways?
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Thank you. I used AI for this. So
No, you
let's see what
didn't.
AI comes up
Oh,
with.
God.
It gave me a prompt of a famous person and a location. I want you to tell me, who would you possess and how would you kill that person?
Oh no.
Oh, here, this is relevant. Okay. Sean Bean on the set of Goldeneye.
Ooh. I mean, explosion. Love explosion. All the James
Okay.
Bonds.
And who are you going to be on that set to make that explosion happen?
I don't know. James Bean?
You don't want to be Pierce Brosnan? Bond himself setting that explosion, saying, "Oh, I thought it was a stunt."
No, I want to live long enough to be the villain.
Oh, I think it knew what I was writing. I got Sean Bean at a Lord of the Rings Comic-Con. So now we're in the real world. How are you going to kill Sean Bean at a Comic-Con?
Oh my goodness. Poison dart on a pen.
Who are you being? You're being a fan.
I'm a fan.
Oh, I love
I
that.
get the signature with a real pen in it.
Oh, that's good.
Hit him with the dart.
What's next? Anne Frank in the walls of her. Oh, that's stupid. No. Oh my! It knew who I was interviewing. And that's
it knows how many Holocaust movies you've seen.
Oh, you can't trust AI. That's disgusting.
You can't trust Jay.
These are disgusting. Or Mo, depending on who we are.
Right.
After Sean Bean, Colin ends up killing, and I find this more brutal, even though it's not as brutal, killing his girlfriend.
That was heartless.
Yeah.
That was cold.
It was really cold. Shoots her in the back a few times before the Sean Bean thing, walks up to her and shoots her in the head. She's now dead.
Yeah.
Confirmed kill. He can't be pulled out now. He's trying to get out just like she was trying to before, but she couldn't shoot herself.
Was that when
now we've got a struggle.
Wasn't that when he put the glass in his head?
He does that because he kind of takes over a bit. He's not letting her shoot herself out. So I think he did the glass in head to fuck with the chip, right?
Which was, honestly, this is where I was confused. This is where the movie was so good that, sure, you can watch a movie and kind of follow it along. But when you confuse a viewer like me, like, why would you do that? Who's doing that?
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
There's a lot of answers we won't have to who's doing that.
I like movies like this where you have questions.
Yeah. And this will happen a lot. We don't have the answers at the end of the day. I know I don't have the answer to this. No one does. We get a somewhat idea. Maybe it's more Boston Colin, but we actually don't have a lot of the answers for the things coming up from this point on.
No, because we
really don't know who's who anymore.
Yeah, it's just psychological, trippy situation after situation.
Mm-hmm. Colin now has access to Voss's memories. He's got a little one at first. He sees her son. He knows about the son now.
This movie left me traumatized.
First, he goes to see Rita, the cheating girl.
Yes.
He goes to her for protection. Rita's like, yeah, you can stay here. I'm going to have a shower. Well, what happens? Is Colin Colin's boss? Who knows? He shoots her in the shower. I don't know if it shows it right away.
So who did that one?
When she's in the shower, it shows Voss, literally Voss standing there
in the mirror.
So I assume Voss got a little bit of control again.
Right.
But this whole apartment room is a tough who's who because they're going to fight it out in the brain in this one scene.
But that was unnecessary for Voss to kill that person in the shower.
I think so too.
Like they were leaving for Chicago.
Yeah, she could have had that place or kill her and said she left for Chicago. Eddie shows up at Rita's apartment.
Oh, I did not. That was another plot twist. Like, what is happening? Why is this guy back?
Another callback, really, to Videodrome. The undercover, the mole of the company. Eddie works for the company and is there to help Voss get out.
Again, I was on board with, they do know that Rita person.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere,
he knocks out Colin and he's managing to get Voss somewhat back.
That was
not fully. Voss is still not able to shoot herself to get out of the body. And I believe Eddie says he's not allowed to do it either.
Right.
It's got to be her. Yeah. You can't do that for her. So he's trying to tune her. He's kind of using a device to try to get her back into tune, back into sync, let's say. I think that's the word they use.
Yes.
And we get a really cool scene. We're going to see Colin walking into a room, the same room with Voss laying down, and they are going to kind of battle it out. That sounds stupid. Actually, the scene's so nice.
It was like a psychological warfare on each other.
Yeah, he gets on top of her and he crushes her face.
The crushed face was necessary, but that was another one where I'm like, oh my God, that was weird to see.
And he takes this crushed face and he puts it onto his head to wear the Possessor mask. That beautiful shot we have there is what he's wearing around in his mind.
Yeah, that was the trippiest.
He's now a piece of Voss himself.
And masking himself as Voss.
Oh, I should say in the apartment, by the way, Colin did discover that John was alive. I know we mentioned that already, but that's where he discovers, the kill didn't even work.
Right.
He's also himself, too, so he's really shocked to see, like, what did I just do? That's crazy.
Right. Again, Voss had a gun. Just use the gun, you psycho.
Colin wakes up because he's kind of won the battle in the head, and he's covered in blood. Eddie's dead. Looks like, I don't understand. Did he do it then? Because Voss isn't going to do that.
And he had bloody hands.
Yeah. He
But-
killed Eddie.
And
There's no reason Voss would have done that.
The bloody hands make me think it was Voss because in the first kill, after he stabbed that guy in that club, Voss touches the blood and like rubs it. But
Yeah.
now again, bloody hands, but gun to the head after that psychological battle. Who is it? Who? I didn't know
Colin's
who I was
saying,
looking
like,
at.
you should hit me. You should do it, do it, do it. And when the gun goes off, it hits a mirror instead of him. He says, missed me. So it's him, her trying to shoot him saying go for it, but it's still in control. It's not enough.
Yeah, the actions were speaking louder than the words because sometimes you'd
that's a good way
hear
of putting it.
Voss's voice over the person's body
Yeah.
when they were speaking, but it was like, I was so confused.
And then what happens? He goes straight to her house pretty much. We can kind of just jump to that. He knows where she lives. They share the same memories.
Changes clothes.
He sees
yeah.
her house
Oh,
in a memory. He goes for it. And that's what you were talking about. He sees his son,
right.
her son, sorry. Not the time yet, but tonight he's back
Yeah.
with a gun.
Yeah, just
Does he ever use a gun? That gun has hit nothing.
only the girlfriend got by the gun.
Right. He has shot someone.
One person.
Wow. Okay. Good catch, though. He breaks into the house where he is telling Michael or asking Michael, where is she? He's so confused. Like this person in his head, he's trying to find,
Yeah.
which actually is very logical because her body is somewhere, but it's
Yeah.
back at a corporation.
Yeah, he would know.
So he's looking for her, and the husband obviously has no idea what's going on. And Voss is there. She's in Colin's head. She shows up and they're talking about, what are you blaming me for? Like, this is you too. You wanted Ava dead. You
That's
wanted these things.
That's some gaslighting right there.
Is that what it is?
That's
I felt
mad
too.
gaslighting.
Because she's got that problem where it's not sure she's the one wanting to kill these things. So she's kind of taking it out on them. She's like, you want that too. Like, you don't like this. You wanted to kill these people. But I think Colin was actually pretty happy.
Yeah.
He was making it work.
Yeah, and Voss, I think, is an extremely good manipulator here.
Mhm.
Like, manipulated it to the point where Voss was like, yeah, I don't care if you kill Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's pretty ruthless in this scene. And Michael makes a move now. He goes
Yeah.
for it, and it doesn't work out. Loses his fingers to a knife. The gun was there. No gun anymore. There's a knife again.
Yeah, losing one finger, the tip of a finger, one thing. But when you lose part of your hand,
Yeah,
that was...
he loses a bunch of those fingers.
And they cut to the hand on the ground just slowly moving. Oh, it was gross.
He's getting stabbed over and over. Poor Michael has succumbed to the stabbing.
The meat cleaver repeatedly? Again.
Was it a meat cleaver?
I don't know, but it
forgot.
was a big knife.
Just getting stabbed over and over again.
He sits back, and
He
I
does.
think he tries to... Voss
I
takes
think he
over.
does try to kill himself again, and it still doesn't work.
Right.
He's like, it's not working. And then cut to a knife to the neck.
Oh.
Christopher Abbott, Colin, has just been stabbed in the neck by who? We look over. It is Voss's son with the knife.
Wow.
But Colin still has his gun and
Wow.
opens fire on the son.
I think it was instinctively.
You would think that's instinctively, but then they cut to Voss is
Yeah.
the one shooting her son.
And then puts in a few extra bullets. Like one bullet isn't going to stop a kid.
Empties the round. Voss herself is shooting a whole round into her son. With another twist, the son says, get me out of here. And the son was taken over by Girder.
So again, if someone else could have killed Voss, like the guy who showed up at the apartment,
Yeah.
why didn't he?
I think Eddie was saying, like, it's not his job.
But in
I think
this
he was
case-
saying, because she
Oh,
asked
not
him,
his
can you
job,
kill me? As if she knew better. She was like, yeah, like you can do this. And he's like, no. I'm like just a fanboy. I'm here to do the technical stuff. I don't kill people.
Okay.
So like she was unlucky in getting Eddie because he was not willing to shoot her in the head. He's like, I'll get you back to normal. And I think he felt good enough to be like, don't worry about it. I can make you shoot yourself. I can get you back to normal. He unexpectedly getting killed.
Oh,
Was
that's
not
crazy.
part of his day.
But the plot twist of shooting your own kid.
She wants to
multiple
shoot
times.
her own family. She's happy Michael's dead. She's now shot her son. And it comes with Girder being responsible for that because she wanted Voss for herself. She actually didn't like when Voss said, I'm trying to get back with the family. She's like, oh, no, you're wrong. And she's like, no, we're trying. No, this is part of a corporate idea we're going to
Never
talk about.
trust corporations. They're sadistic.
They pull Voss out and we get another test like we did in the beginning. But when we get to the butterfly this time, Voss does not mention mention feeling bad about killing the butterfly.
they just
and
stare.
Gerder says, good.
Yeah.
Good job. She's got her perfect assassin now. She doesn't have a family. She doesn't feel bad about it. She's got her great little assassin. And the reason why Gerder wanted her was she was saying she was too old for that machine. Now, obviously, she went in for a second, but she couldn't be the person doing this.
Yeah.
So she was grooming Voss to get to that point.
Oh, man, sick.
So that is Possessor. Final thoughts.
Yeah, the murder scenes were the worst. It's like, hey, I never thought about it, but here, this is how it would look like.
You brought up a great point. Let's jump straight into the themes. My first theme is violence with consequences. This isn't a John Wick film.
No. It's like a really like premeditated, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
It's true violence too, though. You could see someone get beat with a fire poker, stab, prod, and they won't die. Like, you have to really go to town on them, unless you got that gun. But in this killer refuses to use a gun.
Yeah.
It's very hard. All the stabs aren't slashes to the neck. They're stabs in the neck.
Yeah.
They have to be constantly drained of blood.
Constantly. The pools of blood.
Yeah.
That was a huge one. Multiple times.
I'm just going to mention, you can hear my neighbors. Let kids be kids. Let the men in the loft talk about erect penises.
Yeah, and dongs. And while they're out there playing.
Dongs.
Why don't you give it a try? Give it.
Oh,
Oh,
got
come
me, you
on.
got me.
Oh, you had one job. So violence with consequences, we talked about. Corporate exploitation. This is a big one. I don't think I picked up on any of this in the first watch ever. I was just so into the violence, so into like the job. But this was a movie about using your employees and using them up and spitting them out.
And not even giving them a pizza. Like, hey,
There was not even a pizza party.
you're looking at dongs. Here's a pizza.
I felt like
for-
she would have been mad if she took a pizza break.
Right?
Yeah.
Her hand.
They
Wouldn't
were
have been
mad
able
that
to
she was
hold the
using a
pizza.
knife the whole time. They were giving her guns in these situations, and she was kind of going above and beyond
Yeah.
employee.
Finding knives in random places.
Through what the character would do. Psychological disassociation. Is this a sci-fi film, or is this just a story of a burnt out employee?
I don't know if burnt out's the right thing, because Gerder was like, hey, we got you. This is great. You're doing great.
It felt like she was going down the path of being burnt out, but the corporations seem to think we did better than ever. We've actually got you. We've just erased your personality. We've got more like the military, when we train you so hard, they want to get everything out of you that was and make you just a plain army ant
You're so tired you can't think about anything else other than your job.
until you just become, right into the routine and the orders, and you don't question them. You're just a
Oh,
grunt. And that's what they've got here, really.
You don't just question it. You start finding some answers with some knives and poke sticks.
Yep. And needles.
Oh,
Use needles.
less needles would be great.
Yep.
Oh, I swear to God, your house is so well painted.
Most what the fuck moment. All right, we got number 1. Voss erect penis.
Dong. Oh shit. I'm on.
You got him.
Damn. J. Jeremy, you got me again. Number 2, fire poker Sean Bean. That's a big one. Or number 3, Voss shoots her own child.
Okay, that one. That one, because by the end of the movie,
Okay.
the gruesome deaths are like a dime a dozen. Same thing with the dongs.
Yeah.
The kid dying, the mom shooting the son, unprecedented.
Yeah. Very shocking.
Like, the dad died, sure, but I didn't think the child would be involved.
Going with Voss shoots her child.
This is the first child death movie I've seen, I now realize.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a winner because I'm going with fire poking Sean Bean. Yeah, unfortunately, I am just so baffled by the throat and the eyeball thing, the uncut stuff. Maybe if this wasn't the uncut version, I would go with Voss killing her child, but it's just above and beyond gore fest for a non-horror film, which we turn into a horror film with this one scene alone. That is a what the fuck moment to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I blame
Both great options.
you. Yes.
And I wish the erect dong was in there too, but I've been to Thailand. I've seen that enough. That's not a surprise.
Good for you.
Well, that's Possessor, folks. Anything you want to leave, J. Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, I think Mo deserves more of these Cronenberg movies.
Yeah.
Like, he loves them.
Thanks, folks. All right.
Hey, that's Possessor. Thanks for watching.